Hey guys, Novice Hearthstone Gamer here again with a look at my classic priest deck, and I'll just apologize if I sound. I actually just went back and listened to one of my previous videos. Sound very nasally. Maybe I maybe I am a nasally sounding person. I don't know if that annoys people. It kind of annoyed me when I listen to myself because I don't hear myself like that, and I just chalk it up to I have the shittiest, worst um, headset thing going on. Um, so hopefully at some point I will get a better headset and it will not sound so damn nasally. Um, but anywho, so let's continue on. So as promised, this is a look at my classic priest deck. So this is the deck where I've had probably I would say the most success out of any of my play that I've done. Um, I don't I, I I don't know why. I like to think it's because the priest is all about healing, and I kind of tried to build around that. Um, Again, I come back to the word mechanic. Um, if there's another word I can think of, but let's just go with mechanic. How about that? It's like try to build around that power that he has, that hero power, and I try to build around and this deck, I definitely use a lot of things like destroying minions, destroying, minions with 3 or less attack, or destroying minions with 5 or more attack, that kind of stuff, to kind of buy me time, so I can throw some guys out there, heal some people, and just kind of TCB, take care of business with my enemies. Um, so let's just take a look at my classic priest deck. And again, I built this using the you know, clicking on the classic um, deck builder thing that they give you that's built right into Hearthstone, just because um, I'm not 100% into all the mechanics of the cards and building around those types of things. I just haven't gotten to that point, so I just kind of took this as a test. Used that. This is actually the first deck that I built using that feature that's built within the game. Um, Used that and tried it out. Thought it was pretty cool. Enjoyed it. I used a couple of the features, where it says, "Hey, let's help you with crafting your deck, deck builders help and stuff." So I used that a little bit, but I ended up playing a couple of games, coming back and adding some cards that I had, I guess, earned as you play it through the game to kind of build this deck up a little bit. So let's just go through it. So right off the bat, and this is the one thing that I find with this deck quite a bit. I don't know why it happens. Like I said, probably luck of the draw. Um, but I always end up with a 1 or a 2 thrown out there super early. I always end up with, a Mind Vision, or I end up definitely with one of these Northshire Clerics. Um, Northshire Clerics. I don't know what I just said there. Thrown them out pretty early, which is pretty cool. Um, I say that now and I probably jinx myself, and that'll probably never ever happen again. So that should be a treat when I start playing with this deck. So right off the bat, we go through some Northshire Clerics. We have some Radiant Elementals. These are nice to throw down. Definitely, pick up one of these cards later in the game, and you get to throw down a spell like where is it? Where the heck is it? Oh my gosh, I thought I just had it. Where the hell is it? There, that. Throw down a spell. Was it like the next card over? Almost. It's nice because you can get to play that and then throw down a spell like this for 2 mana cost late in the game. So then you have a little more wiggle room. Say you have 7, or let's say 9. Let's say you have 9 mana, and you're throwing down uh, a 4 and a 3 minions, and your enemy has up like a 5/5 or something. It's just nice that if you have this card down, you can buy that, or buy it. You can use pay the mana cost, and drop that down, kill that minion, and kill your enemy's minion, and then just go about your business and try to destroy the world. Um, so a couple other things that I built into this deck as I played through it and added some cards, took some cards away. Actually, I think I had a few more 1/1 or a few more 1/2s, 3 mana cost minions in here and spells and things. I ended up taking some of those away and adding a few heavy hitters at the end. Especially with the mechanic built in with the hero power and of healing, I found that it just worked better if I got rid of some of those guys early on, in those minions early on in the game, and got rid of some of them, because really when it comes down to it, if you're pulling a 1 mana or a 2 mana minion on your your 10th 11th turn, and it's a close game, it's just really it's a real bummer. You're throwing down someone who can do 1 damage, whoop-de-doo. I'd rather add in somebody with 3 or 4 mana cost, more likely 5 or 6 rather, to really actually do some damage, and then also use the hero power to heal them and build them back up. So this is, like I said, this has been my most successful deck in doing that. In my last video, I talked about with my my warrior deck how I really started thinking about when you have 8 mana to use, 8 mana crystals, or hell, even 10 mana crystals to use. Started really thinking about having some minions and some spells that you can throw down when you have you have 10 mana crystals, and you want to throw down 4 minions, or a bevy of 3 minions and some spells, or a couple of 5s. I just tried to think about that mana cost and just maximizing your mana cost, which really makes it sound like I'm selling a timeshare or something. Maximizing the mana cost. How can I get you in the game? How can I make sure that I'm gonna win? So that's kind of what I really started thinking about as I played this deck, as I went through and started playing against people, and thinking about adding cards to it, taking away cards, and the success of this deck made me think about that more, like with the warrior deck and things like that. I've never been able to translate that success, as you'll see once I start actually playing, and once you guys watch me play. I've never been able to translate that success to it, and so yeah, so this is my best deck. I probably have more wins on this deck than any other one that I've ever played. I will say I have more wins on this priest deck than I have in any deck I think that I ever played. Any other deck that I've ever played in Hearthstone, and I'll throw in Magic in there as well. So yeah, I don't know if that's I guess that's a testament to my shitty deck building ability, and also to my novice status with these card games, or maybe my basic understanding of how of how things work within these games. Which again, I don't know, I just do stuff. I like it. So the one thing that I definitely have not translated in some of my other decks, and I think the one thing that makes this deck successful, is that I have a couple of taunts that you throw in here, a couple of Wind Furies, and some things that actually, really some spells too, some damage spells that really make this deck very effective as I've played it against people at my level of my caliber, I guess we'll say. Which is, I guess you don't really get to see what level you're at, I guess, unless once you get into playing it. So yeah, so that is an introduction to this deck, an introduction to everything that I've done with it. And that is my dog. Hold up a second. This is my dog, Cooper, and now he's sitting on my lap because I think he heard a firework or something outside. Who the hell knows what that was? And I think he's scared, and now he's gonna lay on top of me. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna play a game or two, probably with this deck because I want to feel good about myself today. And my legs will fall asleep because even though he's a small poodle, he is a little fat. Could probably lose a couple pounds. And I could probably lose a couple pounds too. And that's probably why my leg falls asleep. So again, that's an introduction to this deck. Let me know what you guys think. You spent enough. We spent almost 11 minutes talking about it. You guys have seen it. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think and if there's any ways that I can improve it. Because you guys probably know more about this stuff than me. Alright, so talk to you next time.